Hello everyone, welcome to Learn Law with AKP. In today's class, we are going to discuss the definition of pledge under section 172 of the Indian Contract Act 1872. In the previous topic, we understood the overall concept of pledge. Now, we will focus specifically on the legal definition, essential components, practical examples, and an important case law. This topic is frequently asked in semester examinations. So, understanding the exact definition is very important. Let's begin. Section 172 gives us the legal definition of pledge. According to the section, the bailment of goods as security for payment of a debt or performance of a promise is called a pledge. This definition contains three important elements. First, there must be bailment. Second, goods must be delivered as security. Third, the security must relate to a debt or promise. These three elements form the foundation of every pledge. To understand pledge properly, we must first understand bailment. Pledge is actually a special kind of bailment. In bailment, possession is transferred, ownership is not transferred. For example, Ram gives his gold chain to a bank for a loan. The bank receives possession, but ownership remains with Ram. This is why pledge is called a special type of bailment. The most important feature of pledge is security. Security means protection. The goods act as protection for the lender. For example, a person borrows 1 lakh rupees and deposits gold ornaments. The lender knows that if the borrower fails to repay, the gold can be used to recover the debt. Therefore, the pledged goods serve as security. Now, every pledge has two parties. The first party is called the pawnor. Pawnor is the person who gives goods as security. The second party is called the pawnee. Pawnee is the person who receives goods as security. For example, Ram gives gold to a bank for a loan. Ram becomes the pawnor, the bank becomes the pawnee. Now, let us understand pledge through the most common real life example. Suppose Ram needs money urgently. He approaches a bank and deposits his gold jewelry. The bank grants him a loan. Here, gold jewelry is pledged goods, Ram is pawnor, bank is pawnee, loan amount is debt. The gold remains with the bank until the loan is repaid. This is a classic example of pledge. Now, students often confused bailment and pledge. Remember this simple rule. Every pledge is a bailment, but every bailment is not a pledge. For example, giving a bike for repair is bailment. Giving gold for a loan is pledge. The difference lies in this purpose. So, pledge always involves security for debt or promise. Now, let us understand an important case law. In Lallan Prasad versus Rahmat Ali, goods were pledged as security for a loan. The pawnee lost possession of the pledged goods due to negligence. Later, the pawnee tried to recover the entire debt from the pawnor. The court examined the situation carefully. The Supreme Court held that the pawnee cannot demand full repayment while failing to return the pledged goods that were lost due to his own negligence. So, here the principle established is the pawnee has a duty to protect pledged goods. If the pawnee negligently loses the goods, legal consequences follow. This is one of the most important cases relating to pledge. Before we conclude, let us revise. Pledge is a special form of bailment. Goods are delivered as security. Pawnor gives goods. Pawnee gives goods. Sorry. Pawnor gives goods. Pawnee receives goods. There must always be a debt or promise. These points are frequently asked in exams. Now, let us conclude today's topic. Pledge is defined under Section 172 of the Indian Contract Act 1872. It is a special type of bailment where goods are delivered as a security for repayment of debt or performance of a promise. We also understood the roles of Pawnor and Pawnee and studied the important case law of Lallan Prasad versus Rahmat Ali. So, remember, pledge means bailment of goods as security for debt or promise. For exams, always remember definition, essentials, example, and case law. Thank you for watching. If you found this video useful, please like, share, and subscribe to Learn Law with AKP. See you in the next topic.